Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to episode number 14 of my Football Manager 2023 European Journeyman Save, where in this save we are aiming to win every top division in the selectable European nations that are in the game. There's 33 of them are in total. We're in our second nation with Wales. We are the manager of Port Talbot. We've already ticked Iceland off the list. You can see here with Lake Near we did win the Icelandic Premiership. A little bit of news in Iceland. Codringa, the team who we brought up, have been relegated, unfortunately. Lake Near still just about holding their own. In terms of how things are going for us, they're going pretty decent, to be fair. If we have a quick look at the table, you can see we're currently sat in 4th place, a third of the way through the season. So things are going really, really well. There's no catching TNS, though. TNS are still unbeaten this season. They did actually beat us. I decided to come back. I was going to said in the last episode I was going to do the TNS game, but that was a bit too early. I'm trying to keep to like thirds of the season kind of thing. So you can see we've had a sort of mixed bag start. We're scoring a lot of goals, but we're conceding a lot as well. But it's been okay. In terms of the matches, we'll have a quick run through them. Obviously, you were here for the first game of the season, which was Pennybont, a fantastic 6-0 win. We then took on Bala, the team who are currently sat in second in the division. It was a 3-3 draw. We were at home for this. Nevitt, Bannon and Chapman are bagging the goals for us. Lloyd Humphreys and Tom Callum, as you can see there, equalised in the 93rd minute. I wasn't very happy. You can see from the stats in the bottom left corner, though, that we did perform rather well. We took the lead inside the first 20 minutes. It was Howells with the ball over the top to Bannon, nodded it down for Nevitt, and a tidy little finish there from Nevitt to make it 1-0. Bala equalised around about 6-7 minutes later. Bennett bringing the ball into the box, pulled it back for Dyer, who pulled it across for Rickard. Little tap to Humphreys, who thumped it into the net. We then went behind before half-time. It was Rickard down the right-hand side, Shannon with the ball over the top. Mohamed's completely missed it. Humphreys was onto it, though. One touch, volley past the goalkeeper. But we did equalise before the break. It was Riley with a throw-in. Found George inside to Nevitt. His shot was blocked, but it fell kindly at the feet of Bannon, who tapped into an empty net. We went ahead 10 minutes after half-time. A great penalty there from Chapman, but we couldn't hold on. We conceded, like I said, in the 93rd minute. It was Bull Kelly with the ball, McCallum with the effort from range. There's nothing you can do about that. It was just an unbelievable strike there from McCallum. But I was pleased with the 3-3 draw for a team that are predicted to finish second in the league. We then took on Newton. Again, another draw. Now, this one's a little bit disappointing when you see where Newton are in the league. But again, we were 2-0 up in this one and we were cruising. But we did concede, and we conceded another late equaliser. Newton probably actually deserved it on reflection if you have a look at XG-wise. But still, we performed quite well for a newly promoted side. We did take the lead early on. It was Howells with the ball into the box. Poor header clear by Smith. George picks it up, and Chapman with a first-time effort to give us the lead in the 4th minute. 20 minutes later, it was 2. Smith again involved. Ashworth loses the ball there to Chapman. Great ball forward towards Eric Bannon, who calmly slotted past the goalkeeper. But we conceded in the 35th minute from a corner. It was a good header at the corner near post by Gibbons. But as I said, we did concede an equaliser late on again. Ball over the top by Allen. Proctor brought it down well. Mohamed didn't deal with it. And it's a good finish there by Proctor for 2-2. We did bounce back in the next game, though, against Connors Quay with a comfortable 4-1 victory. Harry Chapman bagging a hat-trick in this one. I actually changed Chapman's position here. You can see I moved him into the middle and moved Nevitt out wide. I swapped these two around, basically. But you can see, just look at the match stats. We absolutely dominated the game. And again, it was another early goal. Howell with the through ball to Chapman, ran onto it, and a tidy little chip off the inside of the post from outside the area in the 2nd minute. Still inside the first 10 minutes, though, we did make it 2. It was Howells involved again with Luke Jones. Ball across towards Bannon, who's at that back post with his head again to make it 2-0. And we scored 2 in fairly quick succession before the half-time break. Mohamed winning the header. Fraser with the ball over the top to Campbell, who first time put it past the hapless goalkeeper. And he completed his hat-trick just 6 minutes later. Mohamed again involved with the ball. Bannon with a flick on. Chapman runs onto it, and another first-time effort. We did concede late on. Well, I say late on, midway through the second half. Galvin giving the ball away. White with the ball over the top to Jenkins. Pulls it across for Jones to make it 4-1. So not too happy that we didn't keep the clean sheet. We did actually have one disallowed there as well after that. Next up was Caernarfon, another 3-2 win. This one was in the cup though. Bannon grabbing a hat-trick in that one. So fantastic. We advanced in the Welsh Cup. We then took on Flint Town, another team who are struggling in the league. If we just have a look, Newton are down here. They're actually bottom. Flint Town have just got themselves out of the relegation zone. But it was another draw. So 3 draws in the league. It was Harry Chapman with 2 goals again, with Dawson and Dan Jones for Flint Town. We actually went 2 down in this one, so I was actually quite pleased to get the draw. Although looking at the match stats, we probably should have won the game. So we conceded early on a free kick from Dawson. Goalkeeper didn't move. It was another free kick, this time Dawson chipping it over the top for Jones to make it 2-0 in the first 27 minutes for Flint Town. But we did reply almost immediately. Chapman burst through the middle. Good little finish with his left foot there. But we were made to wait until the last 10 minutes for the equaliser. It was good work down the left-hand side by Jones, who pulled it back for Chapman on his left foot, tucks it inside that near post for 2-2. A game where really I feel as though we missed out there. If you have a look at the stats, we should have won that game really. But we did win the next one rather comfortably against Aberystwyth. A 5-1 victory. Bannon bragging himself 4 goals in this game, with Sol Howells also grabbing 1. It was 5-0 before Aberystwyth got themselves a goal. But we took the lead early on, thrown on the left-hand side by Riley, who gets the ball into the box. It misses everybody, and Howells is there at the back post, just puts his foot through it, and it finds itself in the net. 30 minutes later, Galvane picking the ball up in midfield, feeding Bannon with an effort from range. A great goal there by Eric Bannon for his first of the afternoon. Just after half-time, he grabbed his second. It was a ball in by Jones again, and there's Bannon with that header. That's something that we've come accustomed to now with Bannon. And he grabbed his hat-trick. Nevitt with the ball forward to Chapman, lays it off for Bannon to complete his hat-trick, but he didn't stop there. He went and scored a 4th. Deep free kick, this time by George, looking for Bannon on the head again. The goalkeeper's made an absolute hash of that. But we did give away a penalty late on to allow Aberystwyth to get a goal, and once again we've missed out on that elusive clean sheet. We followed that up with a 1-0 win against Caernarfon. Away from home, Dan Nevitt bagging the goal in the 19th minute there. We picked up a lot of yellow cards in this game. We do play with get stuck in on, but again you can see we were the better team. We dominated the ball again. So yeah, 19 on the clock. Riley plays the ball forward to Bannon, comes back to Howells, who advances into the penalty area, pulls it back for Nevitt, who fired it in past the goalkeeper for the 1-0 victory. A little bit of momentum going now in the league. Unfortunately, though, we lost to our local rivals in Aflan Lido. We lost 3-2 in the MG Cup. Daniel Roberts and Eric Bannon with the goals for us, but Lee Locke did score a hat-trick. We then advanced into the 3rd round of the Welsh Cup, a 5-3 win over Cambrian and Clydeback, our rivals for the Championship last season. Sol Howells, bagged himself a hat-trick in this one with Chapman and Nevitt on the score sheet. We did then face TNS, and it was a disappointing game. We were beaten 3-0. We did have our chances, though. We had 6 shots on target in total, which was actually more than TNS. But we were comfortably beaten by TNS. Kieran Dahl grabbing 2, and Kristen Sadie also on the score sheet. Mohammed had a good game for us, but other than that, it was a little bit poor. We've got a couple of 6 points won in there. So Dahl with the penalty in the 52nd minute to make it 1. Sadie was then involved in the second goal, picking up the ball in midfield, driving towards the penalty area, feeds Dahl, who fires through the goalkeeper in Jones in for that one. Allen was actually injured. And they completed the scoring in the 69th minute. Ball in by Mabaya for Sadie to make it 3-0. And like I said at the start of the season, TNS are going to be difficult for us to overcome in this JD Cymraeg Premier. We then went away to Airbus UK. Another close game. Well, I say close. We battered them, but we only scored the 1 goal, and it was Eric Bannon in the 61st minute. Kobe Small, you can see there, missed a penalty. We've missed a few penalties this season, unfortunately, and it's cost us. I think it's cost us in a couple of games. But we did take the lead, like I say, in the 61st minute. Mohammed with the ball over the top. The defenders just didn't react, and Bannon's there, gets onto it to complete the only goal of the game. Next up was a 4-2 win over the bottom team at Llandudno. Disappointing to concede the 2 goals, especially when you look at the stats, although they did have 8 shots on target. But again, we absolutely battered them. Harry Chapman on the score sheet twice again. He scored quite a few goals for us, this time from the inside forward position on the left. Howells is also chipping in. But we took the lead in the 16th minute. Nevitt with a ball forward. Howells onto it, and Howells fires it off that inside of that near post to make it 1-0. We made it 2 not long before half time. Another ball into the box, and Jones in defence lost the ball there. Chapman pinched it off him, and a great finish by Chapman after Riley pinched the ball. We did concede then just after half time. Roberts nodding it back for Evans. A little bit of a scramble in the box. I'm not actually sure who scored the goal, but we went back 2 in front not long after. Howells pulling the ball across for Nevitt, and Chapman's there again to fire past the goalkeeper. But again, we allowed Llandudno to half the deficit. Ball over the top to Brookwell, who pulled it back for Warren, who fired in. But we did score again just a couple of minutes later. Great free kick from George on the edge of the area to make sure of the victory, 4-2 over Llandudno. We then took on Porthmadog in the JD Cup Welsh 4th round. You can see a nice comfortable 4-1 victory there. Sol Howells, Harry Sharman getting to this one. I rung the changes. Nice rotated squad. And Gethin Jarman on his debut, one of the youth recruits from last season. We had some really, really good youth prospects. And then most recently in the league, Penny Bont got revenge for that opening day of the season. They came to our place and they put 3 past us to beat us 3-2. Dan Nevitt had a really, really bad performance. Sol Howells with both the goals. But Lewis Lloyd with 2, 1 from the spot, and Craig Pritchard also on the score sheet. We actually were 2-0 up in this game, and we just let it slip. So we did take the lead early on. Jones picking the ball up, ball over the top towards Sol Howells, who was playing up front for this game. Nice finish there. 10 minutes later, it was 2. Mohammed winning the header. Roberts picking up the ball in midfield. Fed Sol Howells again. And again, another nice finish. But that didn't last too long because Penny Bont scored almost immediately. Lloyd picking the ball up. He got a little bit lucky with the touch off Roberts there, but Lloyd continued on, took it sort of around the goalkeeper for 2-1. We then conceded 10 minutes after half time. Lloyd again involved Owen with a great ball forward towards Pritchard. It looked a little hint of offside there, but Pritchard fired past the goalkeeper. And then we conceded the winning goal just before the end of the game, really. We gave away a penalty, which Lloyd put away. So that's where we're up to. Penny Bont obviously defeating us there. Today's game, we're going to take on Bala, who are currently sat 2nd in the league. I think our aim really this season is to get into these European places, because that could be good for us next season, unless TNS's manager fancies quitting. Do you fancy quitting, Mr. Young? So we can take over the TNS job. That would be great. We have made 1 signing since you were last with us. We've brought in Morgan Clark on a free transfer. A little bit of cover. He can play as a centre midfielder or a right back. I think he's actually coming in as the right back for us today. Enjoys big matches, which is really good. He's also a leading player for most Premier sides, so that's a good little man to bring in there. I actually brought him in because there was a bid coming for Mohammed, and obviously because these players are not on contracts, I can't really stop the bids. So I was looking for somebody to replace Mohammed. I hope I don't lose Mohammed though, because like you compare his Polygon to that. He is much better player. So away to Bala, the team currently sat 2nd in the league. It was a 3-3 draw with Bala last time we played them. So this is the lineup for today. It is going to be Allen in goal with Riley, Mohammed, Foku and Clark as the back 4. I believe Small is suspended. Yep, Small is suspended. It's going to be George and Roberts as the 2 in midfield, with Howells, Nevitt, Chapman and Bannon as the attacking force. A couple of people lacking match fitness, unfortunately. Right, and we're underway. Hopefully we can pick up a good result. We have got an early highlight though. We've given the ball away. It's Hanks. Hanks looking for the ball over the top towards Dyer. Clark, I don't know what Clark was doing there, but Dyer's got a free run and goal now. How has he missed it? How has he missed it? He should be scoring there. But a good result would be nice here. With Bala being sat in 2nd, Penny Bont now ahead of us as well. They've also got a game in hand on us. We really need to start picking up some points if we're going to aim for these European spots. Shannon with a deep free kick for Bala. He's gone for goal. It's a decent one. Allen's actually saved that, so it's going to be a corner for Bala, which is going to be taken by Humphreys. He's gone towards the penalty spot with it. It's headed clear by Foku, though. Now Ricard picks the ball up. He's looking to get the ball back in the box. Cuts back from the byline. He's gone back a long way. Now Eriksson. And the football manager decided that was the end of the highlight. We've not really offered anything going forward here, though. And we've now finally had a shot. George with a deep free kick. Is he going for goal? He is. What a free kick that was. I think the goalkeeper saved it as well. So we're going to get a corner. Hopefully our near post corner is going to work here. We're aiming for Bannon at that near post. It's not the best of corners though, and Hanks heads it clear. And now Dyer advancing. Riley's done well to get back to him there though. Roberts. Right, we're getting towards half time now. It's another free kick for Bala. Bennett's got the ball on the halfway line. Finds McCallum. Ball over the top towards Dyer. Clark is caught on his heels again. And Rio Dyer has fired Bala into the lead. Morgan Clark has not had the best start to life as a right back for us, has he? There's a couple of errors he's made in this game now. He really should be at least standing up there, but I don't know what that was. And Dyer's easily took it past him and fired past the goalkeeper. So 1-0 to Bala just before half time. It could get worse though, because Ricard is out here on the right hand side. Comes back to McCallum. Gets the ball into the box towards Humphreys. Brings it down on his chest. Clark with a good challenge this time, but they've hit the inside the post. And Mohammed thumps it clear, but Ricard's still got it. Riley pinches it this time. Now Chapman's picking up the ball. Can we counter? Chapman advancing into their half. Comes back to George, the playmaker. Looking for Nevitt. It's fallen at the feet of Bannon. Oh, Bennett's got there just in time. Riley does win the header though. It's Nevitt again. McCallum. The ball's pinging about here. It looks like they're going to counter us now with Ricard down this right-hand side. He's got no support in the area yet though. And George has got back to him. Great defensive work there by George. But we are in at the half-time break. Bala, a slightly better team. It's been fairly even, but Bala have been the better team. Ben Riley's having a good game. Morgan Clark is not having a good game, but I might actually bring Morgan Clark off at half-time. He's had a couple of errors there. We'll get Luke Jones on. Hopefully we can have a little bit better performance in the second half. I'd be happy with a draw. I would take a draw just to keep within touch and distance of these European spots. Humphreys with a free kick for Bala though. Towards that back post. Allen comes out, punches clear. It's back in though. Chapman thumps it clear. Good goalkeeping there by Allen. Right, we are approaching the final 20 minutes. I've switched Nevitt and Chapman around. I've brought Chapman into the middle. Bannon's got the ball here in the middle. Finds Nevitt out on that left-hand side now. Looking to get the ball into the box towards Bannon. He's good on his head. It's headed clear though as far as Roberts. Now it's George. Nevitt again. Back to George. Shaping up for the shot. It's a good effort. Oh, Alvin George with his second goal of the season. Off the inside the post to make it 1-1. What a fantastic strike that was. I could see he was shaping up for the shot. It's good play here by Nevitt to hold the ball up. Feeds George again. He gets it out of his feet. And it's a great effort. Slight hint of offside there from Bannon in the view of the goalkeeper. But I'm not going to complain, and I will absolutely take that to make it 1-1. Can we go and grab a winner? I think the game, if you have a look at the momentum, the game has turned in our favour. We've got all the momentum with us now. As TNS are 2-0 up, 3-0 up now. Roberts completing his hat-trick. There really is no catch. We're 12 games in and TNS are 9 points clear already. There really is no catch in TNS in this division. We're into stoppage time now, though. I think a draw is probably a fair result. We have actually been the better team if you have a look at match stats. But a draw is a fair result. I'll take a draw against Bala. They are the team predicted to finish second in the table. So I'm quite happy with that. We're currently sat in fourth place. Pennybont do have that game in hand though, so they could potentially go second, which after we thumped them 6-0 on the opening day of the season, you wouldn't have been thinking that they would be second. And so that's a third of the season done, guys. We are getting there. We are getting there. In terms of when we're going to be back, I did see this in the rules. There's 32. So the league splits after 22 games. There's 32 games in total. So I think the top 6 championship conference basically, and the seventh and below the bottom 7 are a playoff conference, I think. So it becomes effectively 2 mini tables. So 1st to 6th is a table, and then 7th to 12th is a table. So if you're in 7th when the league splits, you can't go any higher than 7th. Like 7th is basically 1st in that bottom league. Obviously the bottom two are relegated, and the top 3 spots are for European football, which we're aiming for. We are aiming for that. So that is the end of the episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As always, please remember to hit that like button and that subscribe button. Like I've said before, it is free and it does help me out immensely. Also, if you want to give me a follow over on Twitter, you can. There's a link in the description. There's also a link to the skin in the description if you're liking the skin. But thank you guys. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in the next episode.